What a Catch is inviting people to come on a fishing trip with me. That's what I do. I'm a professional fisher. I fish around the world. I chase big game fish. It could be an Atlantic salmon, taimen. It could be a big sailfish. You never know from week to week. So I want people to travel along with me and experience the culture and the food. And I go off to these remote places, and you get the feeling that no one else has ever walked where you're walking. And you get to fish in pristine wilderness. What a catch. I've got your book here, Stan, and the author.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't need a name to say it. That's Stan Bogdan.
I can tell right away.
The stance just says it all.
I've been fishing just salmon alone for 53 years.
Oh, my. Aren't you lucky?
Because on the 50th anniversary of my catching my very first fish, we were going to the Grand Cascapedia. We were almost there when I turned to him. He was driving me over. And I said, do you realize that exactly 50 years ago, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, I caught my very first salmon on the Matan River. It was a public river. And most people would admit their feelings with me. I sat down and I cried. I didn't care who saw me. I was in heaven. And I had relived the dream that I had all those years. And it was reality. And boy, from that day on, I was hooked. Who ever heard of a guy that to start a business with no research at all as to what you're going to make and how you're going to make it? None. And you're bringing up a family with 3 children, and you're buying a house, and so you're working an 8-hour job somewhere else, and then after hours, you're spending 4 or 5 hours working for yourself, and you come home at night, and the kids are in bed because that's their bedtime. They didn't know who their father was. Why would anyone want a handmade trout reel? Because you don't really need one. I tell them to put the line in their pocket and save some money, but it doesn't work. If they buy a bamboo rod especially, they have to have a reel of mine to go with it. Why, I don't know, but they do. And they go by the sound of the click. One of the finest single sentences I've ever heard was a guide in Russia, and he had a sport out there with him, and the fellow hooked a salmon, and the reel was purring like a kitten, and he turned to the guy and he said, that is a symphony by Bogdan. And I never, ever forgot it. It was a very good year for city girls who lived up the stairs.
With all that perfumed hair, and it came undone when I was 21.
That's bonus.
To Phyllis, her love, my refuge, still. That is.
But, in terms of poignance, there you go.
Reelmaker. The lathe called him. The revolutions of the spool, bevel, ridge, roller, spindle, bit, sheared aluminum curling away like brushstrokes, the sly whistle of the honing cloth. As Leonardo imagined the lathe, the reelmaker imagined the reel. Intricate, distinct, each part a single line in the formal poem, the rhythm resonating to the maker's ear. He heard the singing in the silence, eccentric quarter moons of adjustable brakes. So when the salmon ran, when the fisherman's heart raced and his hands shook and precision was beyond him, the machinist's reels would be precise.
Now, is this the lathe?
You got the, yeah.
That was the original piece of equipment from way back when?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, no way.
And that's the finished product right here.
So this was a solid piece.
Right, spool.
Excuse me, that was a piece of tubing, a solid piece of tubing. In other words, there's a hole through it to start with.
As far
Otherwise,
as the frame goes, the spool is a solid piece that's
yes,
cut out.
that
And that's what all these shavings are down here.
Right, leftover pieces from being hogged out.
Wow.
yeah, that's it.
And that's why this is so beautiful and smooth, and it's a piece of sculpture.
Well, I don't know about sculpture, but it's something that works. And
Oh my gosh, Stan, look over there. Look over there.
well, over where?
Over there.
What?
Well, I'm leaving now. I have to go to the airport. It's been really fun visiting.
Lock the door.